I heard some of the other elves talking about how Santa was an English teacher before he became Santa.
No way, all he does is sit around and drink milk and cookies.
Okay, elves. I know you can make toys, but can you speak proper English?
Of course me can speak proper English.
Ho, ho, ho. Nice try. Actually, you say I can speak proper English. The first grammar rule I'm going to teach you is how and when to use I versus me. The rule says that I is in the subject case. Use it as the doer of the action. Me is in the object case. Objective pronouns are used as direct objects, indirect objects, objects of preposition, and applies to all pronouns.
You mean words like he, him, she, and her?
Milk and cookies, that's correct.
I make better toys than her.
Hey, there's another error for me to correct you on. The rule is exactly like the first one. It'll help to add the verb you used in the sentence at the end of the sentence after the pronoun. Then listen to how it sounds spoken out loud.
So I should have said, I make better toys than she?
Oh, look, a letter. I love getting letters like this from kids. Dear Santa, my mommy told me bad girls don't get Christmas presents, but I'm a good girl.
Oh, little Susie broke rule number 3 that says commas and periods always come before closing quotation marks of quoted material.
It should be right there.
I would really like new shoes for Christmas. It's only fair that I get something if my brother does. I only have old, smelly shoes. XOXO, Susie.
Oh, Susie. She messed up again. She forgot to use rule number 10, the rule that says that when a noun is preceded by 2 or more adjectives, a comma separates them if they are equal in rank.
So to correct it, we would just put a comma right here.
Ah, perfect.
Santa, is this right?
Oh, Allie, this is incorrect. She forgot to use rule number 6. There should be an apostrophe S before the S in Santa's letter, which is needed to show that the list belongs to me. However, that is not the only rule for showing possession. There are 2 parts of this rule, plurals and possession. The rules for forming plurals say, if a noun does not end in S, make it plural by adding S. If a noun does end in S, make it plural by adding ES. Do not make nouns plural by adding an apostrophe S. Lastly, this rule is still true for family names and other proper nouns. The second part of the rule for showing possession says, from the possessive case of singular nouns by adding an apostrophe S. Form the possessive case of plural nouns already ending in S by adding just the apostrophe. Form the possessive of plural nouns not ending in S by adding apostrophe S. Elves, here are some examples of what I just taught you. Would you guys like to come up and correct them and explain to me the rule?
Sure.
Thank you, Allie.
The first one is an example of making a singular noun plural. So all you would have to do is add an S.
Correct. Hannah Elf?
To make a singular noun that already ends in S, you have to add ES to make it plural.
You got it. Brittany Elf, your turn.
A name that ends with an S sound, you add an ES to make it plural.
You betcha. Allie Elf?
For this sentence, to show possession of a singular noun, you would add apostrophe S.
Jingle my bells! Hannah Elf?
To add possession to a already plural noun, you have to add an apostrophe.
Hot apple cider! Brittany Elf?
Adding this shows possession to children. Wait, that's wrong. It's this.
Chicken is twice!
Oh look, another letter. Let's read it. I'm writing to you for Christmas this year. For Christmas this year, I would like a doll, a princess, a puppy, and a dollhouse for my doll. Santa, the way she listed what she wants looks wrong.
funny you say that, because she did, in fact, forget to use rule number 9. The rule says elements in a series of 3 or more normally are separated by commas. The final 2 items in the series should be joined by a conjunction, and a comma should always be used before the conjunction joining the final 2 elements of the series.
Okay, so what she should have done was put a comma after doll
Yes,
and a comma after princess
you got it.
and a comma after puppy.
So proud of you, Al.
Thanks, Santa.
Do you only use commas to separate items in a series?
No. Rule number 9 goes to explain that if the individual elements of a series involve internal punctuation, or when the elements are long or complex, the elements of the series should be separated by semicolons instead of commas. And if the conjunction is included at the end, use a semicolon before it rather than a comma.
Allie, will you lie this toy over there with your toys?
Hold it right there. Right. You just broke rule number 7. Lie versus lay. Knowing when to use lie or lay can get tricky, but you have to remember that lay means to put or place, and lie means to recline or fib. When deciding on which word to use, try replacing lie and lay with the word place. If place works, then you will use lay. If not, use lie.
So I should have said, Allie, will you lay this on the table over there?
Sure thing, pal.
I have less toys to make than you. Haha.
No, I have less toys to make than you.
I've been working so hard. There's no way you have less than me.
Yeah, well, you have fewer Christmas spirit than I.
Your argument is valid, but your English is not. Santa just got on to me on how to use fewer and less correctly. He told me to use fewer when referring to individual units that can be counted. Use less when referring to bulk or quantity.
So I should have said I have fewer toys to make than Allie.
Yeah, well, you still have less Christmas spirit than I.
Keep up the good work, girls. To who does this present belong? There's no tag on it.
Santa, actually, isn't the correct way to say that? To whom does this present belong? You told me to use who when you're referring to the subject of the sentence, and to use whom when you're referring to the object of the sentence.
I don't care who forgot to put the tag on it. Someone needs to right now. Please.
Ow, I smashed my thumb!
What happened?
While making a toy, Hannah smashed her finger.
I'm so sorry, Hannah. But I would like to point out that our dear elf Brittany just used a modifier. A modifier adds detail or description to a sentence. They modify whatever is closest to them and have to be clear at the beginning of the sentence.
While making toys is a modifier, and it modifies Hannah smashing her thumb.
Bingo, Britt.
I am so proud of how much our use of grammar has improved.
It has, but I've noticed that in your letters back to the children, that you're writing one long sentence. You need to know how to break the run-on sentence into individual ones. A run-on sentence is an error that occurs when 2 or more sentences are joined with no punctuation. You fix a run-on by using a coordinating conjunction. The coordinating conjunctions can be remembered by the acronym FANBOYS. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, or so.
Do you use a comma before a fanboy conjunction?
Like red on a candy cane, you do. When one of those words connects 2 independent clauses, the comma goes before the conjunction, like so. I love chocolate chip cookies, but, see the comma? I prefer snickerdoodles. Don't you, Britt?
I do.
I heard of something called a comma spice. What is that?
Oh, I get that in my coffee all the time.
It's actually called a comma splice, right, Santa?
Yes. Silly Allie. A comma splice is an error that occurs when 2 sentences are combined with just a comma. To correct a comma splice, you can create 2 sentences or using a coordinating conjunction, just like how you can fix a run-on sentence. Hannah, would you like to come up and fix this sentence, please?
Yeah. To fix it, we can just make it a period and capitalize the W.
Santa, we were talking, And we like you because you are sweet, funny, and a caring man.
That is so sweet of you, Elf Owl. But you didn't use parallel structure correctly. When using parallel structure in a series, all of the items need to have the same structure to help the rhythm and balance of the structure of the sentence. If one item is an adjective, then all items should be an adjective. If one item is a noun, what do you think?
The other one should be a noun?
You got it.
So you should have said, Allie, you are sweet, funny, and caring.
That's more like it. Thanks, Britt. Thanks, Al.
Do I need to wrap this present?
You just need tape and wrapping paper, and it's right over there.
It just warms my heart to hear you say that, Allie. Because without knowing it, you just correctly used subject-verb agreement with the word and. The rule for subject-verb agreement says single subjects need single verbs, and plural subjects need plural verbs. So when a sentence is composed of two or more nouns joined together with and, you will use a plural verb. When two or more singular nouns or pronouns are joined together with or, you'll use a singular verb.
So should I wrap it with snowman wrapping paper or snowflake wrapping paper?
I just love when you use subject-verb agreement correctly. Guys, it's Christmas Eve, and we've managed to learn all of my grammar rules.
Now let's load the sleigh!
Yeah, let's go, everybody! Come on! Woo! Woo!
I've had such a long, hard day delivering presents. But I forgot to teach you guys rule number 5, which says you use which when you're adding info that is supplementary to something you've already said. Use that when you're adding essential information. For example, my hot chocolate, which is on the nightstand, is warm. Here's my hot chocolate. Nice and warm. Elves, you have a good night, okay? We'll have a nice, hard working day tomorrow, okay? But you sleep tight.
Oh, look, Santa was here and he wrote some stuff on our note. He also wrote us a letter back. Merry Christmas, Lucy and Susie. I don't know if you knew this, but I used to be an English teacher before I was Santa. You two made me so happy when I read your sweet note. You had the last part of grammar rule number 3 in there, and all of your rule number 4.
Can I read it?
No, I want to read it.
Please, I want to read it.
No, I want to read
Lucy,
it.
give it to me.
No, Susie, I want to read it.
Please, I'm a better reader than you.
Fine.
Rule number 3, circled in green, I fixed it for you, says question marks and exclamation points always follow closing quotation marks unless the question mark or exclamation point belongs to the material being quoted, in which case the question mark or exclamation point comes before the closing quotation marks. Rule number 4, which is circled in pink, says when an action word ending in ing is immediately preceded by a person's name or a personal pronoun, the noun or pronoun is usually in the possessive case. XOXO, Santa.
Merry Christmas, girls. Now let's open presents.
Yay!
Feliz Navidad.